Okay, Withered Training. So I started with 8, because that's the lowest amount you can have. Mine are all buffed, because I've done this a couple times, so I'll explain that later. So it's going to be easier for me than it will be for you your first time, but same general principles. Goal of this place is to kill all the mobs without letting your Withered die. These mobs right here do basically nothing. This one, however, has a cast that needs to be interrupted. If you are unable to interrupt it, and it gets off, like it's about to, it does an AoE around your character. So if it's going to get off, just get the hell away from your Withered so that they're not hit. It won't hit you for much at all. When it gets low health, it'll start to do a detonate thing that'll hit all your Withered, so make sure it's stunned or disoriented or whatever. That, however, cannot be interrupted. These little teeny chests just give gold, mana, and the occasional blood. They're pretty irrelevant. They don't really do much. Keep going through and killing everything. This door to my right requires you to have 2 berserkers, which I'll explain later. I don't, so I can't get through it. So I don't know what's behind it. These friendly withered, you can click on, and they are added to your army. You want to do that for everyone you find. This door to the right requires 10 withered, and I only have 9 right now, so I can't go through it yet, but I'll be back to it. These mobs I don't believe do anything special, however they do melee withered for a reasonably high amount, so make sure you have aggro. Those little spiders. These guys don't do anything, they die instantly. Same with little spiders, just trash. Make sure you always handle these well. You can't heal your withered at all, so any damage they take is permanent. And they do not have much health. Alright, this is one of the first dangerous areas, I'd say. Mainly just because your withered are retarded and will lag everything. So, right here I hit that button. What that does is make my withered just go crazy, but they do 75% more damage. Since I know they're going to ag everything anyways, I hit it because why not? Now I'm going back to that door since I have 10 withered and can open it. This is a little optional mini boss. She only does 2 things. One of them is she puts that debuff on you. Just get away before it expires so you don't hit any of your withered. She does is a cast, which I'm pretty sure only hits you, and it's interruptible. I just interrupted it because why not? I recommend when you're fighting bosses, assuming there's not anything else really that they're going to ag, you make your Withered go crazy with the extraction button, just because it'll make them do way more DPS. This new area has these sort of spider things and cocoons. These spider things don't really do crap. They can root you, which can be annoying, but still none of these mobs really do anything. However, right in this area, there's a stealth boss, which is popping up right now. This boss really, really sucks. So what he does is if there's more than one Withered, I guess, near each other or just active, he'll do this like spam charge between them. And I'm killing him fast enough that it's not a huge issue. But if you're doing this normally with like just your default no buffs, no upgraded 8 Withered, he's going to kill all of them. However, when there's only one Withered left, he won't do that charge thing anymore. So what's always going to happen there until you're buffed is you're going to have one Withered left at really low health. Ideally, you then immediately go get some more Withered so that you don't fail. But there's nothing in the future that will kill your Withered if you handle them correctly. So just keep clearing through here, and this area up to the right here usually doesn't have anything like at all. So I'm not sure why I even bother, but there could be chests or something, or cocoons to break. This area is pretty boring, so I guess I'll explain some things here. The way you unlock special Withered, like the Berserker, Mana Rager, and stuff, is by opening chests, which I'll explain a little more in detail at the end. What the Berserkers do is they're a melee mob, and they taunt, have a lot of health. Mana Ragers are a melee mob that do a chain lightning that does a shitload of damage. The Spell Slingers, I actually have no idea what they do. They're ranged though, and they do a decent amount of damage. And the Seer is also ranged and does a decent amount of damage, but also allows you to detect a lot more chests. Some of them are hidden and can only be seen with the Seer. This door right here requires 10, which you should easily have. This one always only has chests and Withered. It's a nice little bonus. This is one of the more dangerous rooms. It requires 10 Wither to enter, and you damn well better not enter with anything near 10. You need way more than that. Problem I have with this room is that, for some reason, everything likes to ag at once. In addition, these mobs are elite and have a lot more health than normal ones. And there's a mini boss in the middle of the room, which ags with everything else too. So as you can see here, bad things. The skinnier of these spider-looking things, this thing called silk wraiths, will a lot of times randomly just decide to attack your withered, even though if you have threat, which, as you can imagine, is not a good thing. Otherwise, they all are basically fine, just have a lot of health and do a lot of damage. The boss is just a higher health version of the things that he looks like, same exact mechanics. Other than that, this room just has a decent amount of withered, as well as a chest. This room right here also requires 10, but is much, much easier than the previous one. All it is cocoons, this 1 or 2 or whatever non-elites that just instantly die. The boss himself has 2 abilities. One he calls in ads that don't do anything, and the other is that he does an interruptible frontal cone effect. Either just point it away or interrupt it or whatever. My idiot berserker keeps taunting, so there you have it. So, since I've done this quite a few times, we actually have not seen many of the larger chests, because each one of them you can only loot once ever. This one right here takes 5, and what that happens is it actually uses up 5 of your withered, which of course, if you have a low amount, is a very bad thing. So ideally, get as far as you can, but if you know you're not going to be able to kill a boss, then use up all your wither on chests. I'll explain what those chests actually award you at the end of the video. This room coming up is definitely one of the more challenging ones, because there's such an absurd amount of mobs. Your withered never stop, and they just do whatever the fuck they want. There's one elite in the middle. Always try and kill it first before it causes too much damage to you. Other than that, everything is just spiders. Try the best you can to kill and hold aggro, but like your withered are just gonna go all over the place. So good luck. Fortunately, these spiders do a very low amount of damage. So normally, what you would do to be safe is not open any chests until you manage to full clear, and then just come all the way back and loot them all. However, since I have such an absurd amount of withered right now, I'm not bothering. I'm just looting it as I go. This boss right here, it's really easy if you have a huge army, but will completely pwn you if you don't. He has 2 abilities. One, he'll grab a withered, and if he completes his cast, we'll just insta-kill it. The only way to stop him is stuns. He's not affected by disorients or interrupts or anything. His other ability that he does is this stomp. Ideally, you want to position it so it doesn't hit in your withered. However, your withered are idiots, so it's easier said than done. Also, as you probably noticed, there's constant waves of little spiders coming in. They're pretty trivial, but try and hold aggro on them, just so they're not smacking on your withered. This is a sort of gauntlet type of area. If you have injured withered at this point, they like to try and run away constantly, which is a total bitch. I think you can see one starts to run soon. Maybe it was earlier. I don't know, but you'll get a message saying that one of them is trying to run away, and you have to go back and save him by clicking on him. So make your way up here without letting your withered fall behind, and once you get up to the top, to this next boss, the spiders will stop spawning. This boss is super easy. All it does is it throws this little like patches of AoE towards you. Try and be away from your withered. They just do a little bit of periodic damage if you're standing in them. Other than that, it has a shitload of health, but you should have an army by this point, so easy. Alright, and that is actually pretty much the last mob. So what I'm doing now is going back and looting all the chests. However, since I don't have that many chests to choose from, I'm gonna have to go way the hell back. This chest, as you can see, is sort of spectral. That means it's only visible because I have a seer in my party. So until you have one of those, you can't see those. Once you get to the end here, there were a bunch of chests, but I already looted them in a previous thing. So you could use up some of your withered there. After that, just talk to the dude. He'll port you to the beginning. And then, yay, chests. So the way the chests work is each one of them can only be looted once and has a unique reward. Those rewards generally enhance the strength of your army, either by unlocking things like berserkers and man ragers and seers, or by just increasing their health and damage. There's also a toy, a pet, some Ludus Argyris, some artifact power, etc. The main purpose of doing this, however, is the main chest, which is dependent on your score, which is just from killing things. That gives you Nightfall and Rep and artifact power, and the main purpose of this area is Nightfall and Rep, so yay, kill things. And that's it. Thanks for watching.